All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That belongs to the Apostle Nelson Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Yah, pushing this truth throughout the four winds. Okay, through the spirit, man, I hope this edifying to the body. I want to name this video Saving the Body. Okay, I'm going to start off in Jeremiah 2:27. It says, saying to the stock, thou art my father, and to a stone thou hast brought me forth, for they have turned their back to me, and not their face. But in thine time of their trouble they will say, arise and save us. Okay. It's a reason why it says they turned their back and not their face. Okay, when you understand that everything was set in a certain light to go a certain way. Okay, so if Israel as a whole was a body, you would have the body walking away in the direction that the head wanted to go. Okay, because when you think of head, you think of leads, you think of the kind of like the brains of the operation. Okay, so the mind of Israel really didn't want to turn. That's why it says the face. And we know when you're dealing with the face, you're dealing with the mind, you know. But let's go into that. Okay, so what we have is Colossians 1:18. It says, and he is the head of the body, speaking on Yahweh Shai. Okay. He is the head of the body. Okay, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. So what we have is Israel always have had men that were ahead of the body that wanted to do what's right. The majority went off. Okay, but the head always wanted to do right. Okay, always wanted to lead the right way. But it will become a point in time when you read let's see, why should, this is Isaiah 1:5, why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye have revolt more and more. The whole head is sick. Okay, and the whole heart is faint. So now it became a point in time where the whole nation of Israel basically went off. Okay, so that's why I said the whole head is sick. So now the whole head is sick, but you always had men that were chosen. This is Ephesians 5:23. It says, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Hamashiach is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. So through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, you always had men set up to go in the right direction. Even though everybody went off, this is why. Okay, this is Jeremiah 1:4. It says, then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Okay, now this is Jeremiah. Now keep in mind, everything Jeremiah was speaking was future tense. Okay, so the whole time Jeremiah was to bring forth this gospel and good news. He was trying to get Israel to turn to the right direction, because turning the right direction would have the body turning in the direction that the head was going, you know, following the mind. But Israel wasn't following the mind. They were following what they wanted to do. But the head wanted to keep straight and keep their eyes on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So his job was to try to get the body to turn. Okay? But even as a part of the body, this is what happened. This is Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shall be discontinued shall discontinue from the heritage that I give thee. So now we're understanding that the whole body, when it moves a certain way, the head has to follow. It was all set up this way. Okay, so it was telling Jeremiah, even you're going to discontinue from the heritage because you're a part of the body. But the whole time the body was moving, it had men that was a part of the head of the body that wanted to do right, but they went off also because they were part of that whole body. But it says Yahweh Shai was the head and the savior of the body. So by him being the head and the savior of the body, what you have is certain men would wake up through Yahweh Shai and would actually be turned right. Okay, and that would be the savior. But it all started with the head, which was Yahweh Shai. It says, I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Okay, that's how mad we made Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right. This is Ezekiel 37. I'm going to start at 5. It says, and these are just an example, okay, because that whole body, when it went in that direction and the head followed and everybody became sick and sleep, it was a punishment to the whole body, okay, because the Most High punishes as nations. This is Ezekiel 35. It says, thus saith the Lord, power unto these bones. Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. Now this is speaking to the head. Okay? This is speaking to the head. Because Yahweh Shai died first, and the body is going to basically profit from the head first, okay? It says, and I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring upon flesh upon you. Okay, it says, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay, and that's the awakening of the body. But it started with the head. The head was Yahweh Shai. Okay, it says, so I prophesied as I was commanded. And as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking. And the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above. Okay, but there was no breath in them. All right. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord power, because come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and stood upon their feet an exceeding great army. Then he said unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts. So what we basically have was the head would be raised up first. That was Yahweh Shai. That was the head. Then his men. Okay. So by him waking up first and waking his men up, the whole body lives again. Okay. But everybody had to be falling away. And this is after Yahweh Shai's death. This is Matthew 27 and 50. It says, Yahweh Shai, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost. So he that's when he died, but he rose up again. It says, And the graves were open, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose. So by him dying, that great awakening, that's what took place. Those were those dry bones getting that life into them again after he died, because he was the head of everything, okay? And he was the savior of the body, all right? So that's how the body is going to be saved, through Yahushua, through his men. Okay, we know they're going to die on this side and get on the other side, but they're still going to be saved. They just have to die first. Okay, I hope this is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Double lines to the apostle, nails a great millstone. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing his truth throughout the four winds. Shalom.